I'm meteorologist Brittany Begley. We are watching and tracking, as promised, the thunderstorms headed our way. So what we've been really watching since we went off air at 10 o'clock all the way till noon was more of a severe weather threat near the coast. We were watching severe thunderstorms, gustier conditions, even the reports of hail. So this was in the coastal area near Galveston. What we're now watching and tracking is going to be right here. It's going to be these lines of thunderstorms making its way into the Houston area. So taking a look at the big picture, you can see a lot of boxes right now. It's just showing you that Houston is under a severe thunderstorm watch, and that's going to be until 6 o'clock tonight. We have the reports of hail. We could see some pea-sized hail. So just tracking the storm out for you, what we'll continue to watch is the Highland Heights around the 109 area, Hawthorne Place at 122, Westfield Estates at 125, Aldine at 127, and Greenwood Village at 129. That's the path that we'll continue to watch for the next 30 minutes as this thunderstorm in our area rolls through. So again, we had that thunderstorm warning off the coast that expired at noon, but now that same system will continue to watch and track as it makes its way to us, because you can see it's really active right now as we speak. Taking a look at those lightning counters right now, what we'll continue to watch is lightning is happening. You might hear it. It looks like just from the screen, which is very busy by the way, is that a lot of that lightning is happening just north of the I-10 area. So north of I-10 in Houston, we're seeing the lightning tracker just showing us those lightning strikes, 281. So in the big scheme of things, it doesn't sound like it's a lot, but overall, it's just letting us know that, yes, there are some lightning happening right now, and we are in a severe weather 1. So 1 out of 5 means with the potential for lightning, which we are seeing as we put our lightning tracker on, gusty conditions and even hail. Now, when we were watching the system right off the coast between the 10 and 12 o'clock hour, what we did see with this, and maybe even parts of Angleton, you could have seen those gustier conditions, that rain and that potential for hail. So we're not ruling it out with this system, although the system does look very busy right now. As I clear that board, let's see what's going on. As we walk you through Futurecast, I believe that we're going to be busy probably for the next couple of hours. I think right now we're slowly starting to get busy. If you step outside, you're going to notice those gray skies. That's the first thing. And then you're going to start to notice rain. I noticed a little bit of rain in the Houston area, right by the KPRC area in the Southwest Freeway. We were noticing that as well. So rain is slowly coming down. It looks like the hot spots, what we'll continue to watch is Katy all the way into that Interstate 10, all the way into the east. Some thunder and lightning happening in Houston, just north of the I-10 area. And then we'll continue to watch and track that throughout the afternoon, because we still have that potential for threat of the thunderstorms. Let's see if we have any power outages. So you can see, I know that with the past couple of storms, we've been dealing with some power outages, and we are now getting reports that folks are without power. So this is just coming from our radar here. Of course, our news team behind the scenes will go ahead and confirm that for you, but some slight power outages. We're looking at less than 10%, but it is happening. I know that we've already been hit hard. These power outages could represent a different storm that we had the past couple of days. You probably lost power earlier this week, and so they could just be representing power outages that we already have on top of the rain that we're seeing. As you step outside, what you're going to notice really is going to be those warmer temperatures. It's also gusty. We're seeing those gustier conditions and the humid. You can see these skids just picking up the rain, picking up the path for us. So 111, it's going to be 112 near Beaumont Place, and by 128 we're going to be at Sheldon. And again, we do have that potential for hail. I'm going to step off screen really quick, and I'm going to take you to our graphics so that we can kind of talk it through the rest of the forecast with you. So right now we're showing active pretty much across the region. I think it's going to stay that way. Again, we have that potential. I think it's going to get busier a little bit later on as we roll into the evening. Let's take a look at future track. So again, we started the morning with some foggy, hazy conditions. The 10 o'clock to noon was really all about the coast. Right now, the 1 o'clock hour, as promised, we're starting to slowly see those showers come in. I just showed you that live look. Futurecast really backing that up for us. So it's going to be these dark red areas here. This is where we have that potential for downpour. So National Weather Service, when I checked in with them at 3 o'clock, they're saying, yes, we have the potential of 1 to 3 inches, and that could come really fast and these darker shades showing you that potential for those downpours. By 2 o'clock, so in the next hour, you can see more of that severe weather right here in the Houston area, near the outer belt here, and then up by Liberty. And then right here, this spot we'll continue to watch. So I always say between Galveston and Winnie, this spot here, we'll continue to watch and track those heavier storms. But what I find interesting when we look at this track is that we don't really lose the downtown Houston area. Some area within the outer belt is going to get that rain. So even at 3 o'clock, that downtown area, you're looking at potential rain as it spreads east into Winnie and into Liberty, and then up to the north in places just east of Huntsville. By 4 o'clock, what we'll continue to watch is just that severe weather really hovering around Houston. I mean, take a look. You can see I've just showed you 1 o'clock, I've showed you 2 o'clock, I've showed you 3 o'clock. Now I'm showing you 4 o'clock, and we are still seeing those heavier potential for rain. And so what this tells me is if you're going to have to be out tonight, I want you to take it nice and slow. It's going to be dicey, but I want you to avoid those secondary roadways, those feeders, because what happens, and this has happened to me, especially moving here from California, is that the water comes from the interstates. And if you notice on the side of the interstates, they have these holes, and that water comes down the hole into the feeder road, which means that they flood faster. So I want you to take your time and avoid those feeder roads. In the corner of my eye, I'm starting to see some rain and drizzly conditions come down on Beltway 8 with a traffic camera. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that brings us to 5. And you can see again, the theme that we continue to watch is just in downtown Houston, that severe cell, that potential for downpour. It's not giving us a break. We had that potential for gusty conditions as well, 25 miles per hour. Although I will say when we had that severe thunderstorm warning near the coast, we were seeing gusty conditions of 60 miles per hour. So we're not ruling out the possibility of more gusty conditions that we have seen the previous weeks. So Houston at 5 o'clock, areas of Tomball, you're at 5 o'clock, and up to the north, you're going to start to see the heavier downpours. And then again, it's this area right here between what I say is Galveston and Winnie, right in between that interstate. As it makes its way off to the coast, you're going to see that heavier rain. By 5 o'clock, you can also see what hasn't changed. We're still dealing with that potential for a heavier downpour in Houston area, Houston into Liberty, and places up to the north near Huntsville. The good news is by 7, things slowly start to clear out. And then by 8 o'clock, we're just looking at those cloudier conditions. So I think between the 1 and 7 o'clock hour, we're going to start to see that rain, and we're not going to get a break. That is why we have that severe weather risk. So when we started this newscast off at 6 a.m., we were at a 105. I need to update this on click2houston.com/weather, which I will. We have now been upgraded to a 2, which doesn't really surprise me, because if the storms with the severe thunderstorm that was happening during the coast, that had 60 miles per hour, gusty condition, and hail. If that's the same system coming into us, it makes sense to me why we would be at a 2 now instead of a 1. So we have been upgraded as we have that thunderstorm watch that will stay in effect until 6 o'clock in our viewing area. Some parts are looking at a 2, or 1, but overall we're going to put this as a 2 now. We'll continue to watch those gustier conditions. When we started again the newscast at 6, it was slightly breezy. Those gustier conditions off the coast definitely picking up for us. You can see it again with that potential for wind gusts up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. But as watching this system throughout the day, we have seen, unfortunately, some places near the coast of 60 miles per hour, at least radar reported 60 miles per hour, and radar reported that chance of hail. By 7 o'clock tonight, we're still going to see those gustier conditions, and why we watch and track that too is because it's coming off the coast, meaning it's going to give us the humidity, making those feels-like temperature a lot warmer than what the temperatures are saying. Our rainfall total, again, we had that potential for 1 to 3, but all those heavier shades, especially in downtown Houston, we could see more. So this is pretty much 2.6 inches of rain is what we could see in Houston, and that doesn't even count what we're anticipating with the downpours that we could have. So I think when we look at the storm, we'll continue to watch and track Columbus, 1/2 inch, into Houston, 2.5 inches, up to the north, about 1/2 inch, Sugar Land close to 1 inch, Pearland 2 inches, and Galveston, we were at 1/2 inch, but that probably will change once we get those numbers. Gustier conditions off the coast means humid. So as soon as you step outside, you're going to feel it. It went from muggy to sticky, I would say around the 9 o'clock hour today. Our temperatures, the high is 90, the normal is 90. The record is 98 in 2011. We're not dealing with anything like that. Now these cloudy conditions and the rain could actually drop down that temperature. But what I love about this feature is it lets you know that we're not above average temperatures. We're right there at average, but it's the humidity that's telling the story, making it feel a little different. So at 3 o'clock, o'clock, even though it's 88, it's going to feel like 95, and those numbers will gradually get back to the 70s as tomorrow is going to be a little bit drier. So again, the 10-day forecast shows you what we'll continue to watch and track as a severe thunderstorms watch and warnings. A thunderstorm warning at the coast has expired, but we have a watch right here in our area until 6 o'clock. Things will slowly start to dry out. Next weekend, we're looking at the 90s and dry, followed by more rain on Monday. I'm going to go ahead and update click2houston.com/weather with the latest update, which is that we are now in a severe weather 2 out of 5 instead of a 1. And of course, if you have any questions, make sure to download our Click2 Houston app and our Storm Tracker 2 app. We update you with the alerts. Dodgy will be in a little bit later to make sure you get home safely during the storm.